12,500 feet below this water, the Titanic is waiting. These two Schilling ultra heavy-duty extreme ROVs are your eyes going down. Rated to 13,000 feet.
Two experienced ocean explorers bring years of knowledge from studying the deep sea.
Evan Kovacs is running the cameras. The imaging system on those Schilling ROVs is the most advanced ever sent to this wreck.
Day 3 out of Providence, Rhode Island, 350 miles off Newfoundland. The wreck site is close now.
But he was here in 2000. He recovered artifacts from this wreck. Now he's back.
We have splashdown starting descent. Copy that. Control room monitoring.
1,000 feet, 2,000. Sunlight disappears at 600 feet. Below that, nothing but pressure, cold, and dark.
At 9,000 feet, the pressure outside that Schilling hull is over 4,000 pounds per square inch. Cold enough to kill instantly.
And then there she is, the Titanic bow, rising out of the dark. After 112 years, she still looks like a ship. Those orange formations are rusticles, bacteria colonies eating the iron hull. They have been consuming this ship since 1912.
This is the bow prow, the king of the world spot. And something is already missing from the railing up there.
A 15-foot section of the port bow railing has collapsed.
It fell as one piece, the iconic railing from the most photographed shipwreck on Earth, now lying in the mud. Pull back and look at this. The bow of the Titanic is the size of a 10-story building, and it is actively falling apart. The debris field covers 2 full square miles of seafloor. Over 100,000 objects are down here. Boots, still standing upright. The leather survived. The bones did not. The ocean consumed everything else. The grand staircase is gone. The wood disintegrated decades ago. Only the iron frame remains, and it's collapsing too. The stern hit the bottom at over 30 miles per hour. It didn't survive the impact. This is what 30 miles per hour does to steel at 12,500 feet.
The ROV rises. The Titanic disappears back into the dark. And the Dino Chouest crew sits in silence. That's all they can do.
The Schilling ROV surfaces after 8 hours down. The crew has maybe 4 hours to prep it before it goes back in.
65,000 resolution. You can count individual rivets on those hull plates. Nobody has ever seen the Titanic like this before.
That crack was not there in 2010. The hull is splitting open. Every year the ocean takes more of her. The hatch covers are gone, rotted away decades ago.
Between the bow and stern, 1,800 feet of open seafloor covered in the personal belongings of 2,200 people.
Those wine bottles have been standing in that exact position since April 15, 1912. The corks are still in.
That room right there sent the SOS that saved 700 lives. The Marconi wireless room. And it's almost gone.
Captain Smith's bridge. The telegraph is still there. The wheel is gone. The wood dissolved decades ago.
3 data streams running simultaneously. LiDAR, sonar, and high-resolution camera, building the most complete picture of this wreck ever assembled. Final day of the expedition. 1 artifact still missing. The ROV operator on the Dino Chouest makes one last sweep. 1,212 people died on this ship. She stood in their dining room. And she is still standing. Everything around her was destroyed when the ship broke apart. She survived all of it. 112 years alone on the bottom. This recent discovery felt meaningful, as if the ocean had revealed something long hidden. For the first time, the entire deep-sea site is revealed as one complete image. Every section, mapped together in a single view. The stern hit bottom at over 30 miles per hour. That impact destroyed it completely. What you're seeing is 30 miles per hour hitting steel. 29 boilers, each one the size of a small house, blown out of the ship as she went down and scattered across the seafloor. Touch one of those rusticles and it crumbles. Underneath, a hole where solid steel used to be. The bacteria are winning. 2 million photographs, the most complete record of the Titanic ever assembled. And what it shows is a ship that is disappearing.
The Dino Chouest is heading home. But what the Schilling ROVs found down there changes everything we thought we knew.
Same sections, 14 years apart. The deterioration between 2010 and 2024 is severe. The Titanic is accelerating toward collapse.
The officers' quarters roof collapsed sometime between 2010 and 2024. Nobody saw it happen, it just fell. 5,000 tons of coal on board when she sank. These pieces have been on this seafloor since April 1912, over a century of stillness. One shoe, no pair, no bones. The ocean took everything else and left this behind. This belonged to someone. 490 feet of bow section, still mostly intact after 112 years. But not for much longer.
This is where she broke. The hull plating tore apart right here. The bow went down first. The stern followed 2 minutes later.
You can see straight into the interior of the ship right here. Deck after deck, stacked up. A cross-section of the Titanic, exposed to the ocean.
Thrusters and hydraulics check complete.
Copy that. We are green for launch. Deploy the ROV.
The Schilling ROV manipulator arm moves 1 inch at a time. One wrong move at this depth and the artifact is gone forever. 2 square miles of debris. Over 100,000 objects identified so far. The Titanic didn't just sink, she shattered.
First-class Turkish bath tiles. The pattern is still sharp after 112 years. The ceramic survived what the steel could not.
The starboard anchor, 15 tons, still hanging exactly where it was stowed on April 10, 1912. It never touched bottom. A deck. The first-class promenade. This is where passengers were walking when the iceberg hit. Right here. Those 2 cables running into the water are the only connection to the ROVs below. If either one snaps plumbing, the ROV stays on the bottom forever. White Star Line first-class China. Still stacked in the same order they were stored. Sitting here since April 1912. A child's shoe. The picture frame is still there, but whatever photograph it held is gone. The ocean keeps some things, not others. The last image of the 2024 expedition. The bow of the Titanic. By the next expedition Pullman, it will look different again. And just like that, she's gone. Back into the dark. Back into the silence where she has been for 112 years.
Heave the line. Easy on the stern. We got it, Captain. Coming around now.
Those hard drives contained 2 million photographs of the Titanic. The most complete visual record ever created of the wreck.
Left side, 2010. Right side, 2024. 14 years. That railing is gone and it is never coming back.
Everything. 1985, Robert Ballard finds the Titanic. That grainy image changed everything.
James Cameron's Mir submersible saw this in 2001, the Schilling ROV in the same spot in 2024.
In 1986, you could still see wood paneling on those walls. By 2024, not a single piece of wood remains anywhere on the wreck.
The bacteria doing this are called Halomonas titanicae, first identified on the Titanic, named after it, and they will finish what they started. That hole was not there before. The bacteria ate straight through the hull plating. The ocean is now inside the ship in a new place, a 30-foot hull plate lying on the seafloor. It wasn't there in 2010. It fell sometime in the last 14 years. Nobody heard it. Cargo hold number 1. Inside that darkness right now, the remains of automobiles, luggage, and mail that never reached New York. This room sent the SOS on April 15, 1912. It saved 700 lives. Now it looks like this. The telemotor. The wheel is gone, but this stood under the helmsman's hands on the night of April 14, 1912. It's still standing. Third-class passengers. Lowest survival rate on the ship. Their belongings are down here too, Hebs, and they deserve the same attention. Straight on to the bow. This is the image that defines the Titanic wreck. And every time someone sees it, it stops them completely. 6 stories from keel to deck, still standing after 112 years of pressure, cold, and bacteria. But the clock is running out. That dark patch, that is the original hull paint from 1912. The bacteria haven't reached it yet, but they will. The most complete overhead view of the Titanic bow ever captured. Right here, from a Schilling ROV in 2024. This is what it looks like when no one is down here. Completely still. completely silent, completely alone. Right now, as you watch this, the Titanic is down there, in the dark, in the cold, completely alone. It never stops. April 10th, 1912, she leaves Southampton. April 15th, 1912, she hits the bottom. She has been there every single day since. The porthole glass is still intact, still sealed. A first-class stateroom window postum, now looking out at the bottom of the ocean. The reciprocating engines, 4 stories tall, 1,000 tons each. The heaviest things on the wreck, and the bronze corrodes slower than steel. Those propeller blades will outlast every other piece of metal on this wreck by centuries. The funnels collapsed as she went down, 22 feet across each one. And right there, that is the original White Star Line paint, still visible.
The full team together, 3 weeks, 2 Schilling ROVs,
2 million photographs,
and 1 bronze goddess standing upright in the debris field.
The most detailed image of the Titanic ever taken. Right here, this is what she looks like in 2024. Remember this image? The Titanic disappears back into the dark. The ROV climbs. The wreck stays. It always stays. Scientists project the bow forecastle deck collapses within 20 years. Full bow collapse within 40. The Titanic is entering its final phase. The Titanic is now a reef. An entire ecosystem lives on her. Life has claimed what the ocean is slowly taking apart.
June 2023. 5 people died going to see this wreck. 1 year later, the Dino Chouest went back, this time with robots, not passengers.
He dove to the Titanic 35 times. He spent his life exploring this wreck.
A memorial plaque now rests on the seafloor near the bow, placed there by the ROV. A permanent tribute in the permanent dark.
Look at the distortion here on the stern section.
Yeah, the sonar confirms a major collapse in that area. Log that.
4 images from 12,500 feet below the surface. A missing railing. A standing stew.
41 degrees, 43 minutes north.
"112 years. The wreck is disappearing. Every year the ocean takes a little more. Subscribe to Depth Beast, because we are going back down, and you need to see what happens next.